Welcome to the Stoic Tide. We're diving deep into the often overlooked art of texting, a powerful tool in the modern dating landscape. Imagine this: she reads your message, pauses, and a smile crosses her face. You're thousands of miles away, maybe lounging on your couch in sweatpants, yet in that fleeting moment, you've captured her attention. No flowers, no grand gestures, just the power of your words. This is where many modern men falter. They forget that words are weapons, capable of wielding influence and attraction. When you master the art of texting, you don't chase women. They orbit around you. But here's the catch. Most men text to fill silence, while the high-value man knows that true communication creates tension and intrigue. Today, I'll share 3 texting secrets that women find irresistible. These aren't manipulative tricks. They're rooted in Stoic principles: presence, power, and restraint. So let's get started. Secret 1. The mirror text. Let's begin with the first secret, the mirror text. This technique is about allowing her to reveal herself to herself. Many men mistakenly believe they need to impress women by talking about their lives, sharing jokes, compliments, or overly emotional monologues. But here's the Stoic twist. You don't become irresistible by showcasing your own qualities. You do so by inviting her to reflect on hers. There's a psychological truth we all grapple with. People are addicted to their self-image. A woman won't fall for you because you're a superhero. She'll fall for you because in your presence she becomes a version of herself that she loves. So how do you trigger this transformation? By using the mirror text. Instead of the mundane "how's your day?" elevate the conversation with something like, "What's one thing you did today that no one knows about but would surprise me?" With this simple shift, you've flipped the spotlight. Now she isn't just responding. She's performing for your attention. She's engaging deeply, emotionally investing in the moment, and revealing something secret and spontaneous. You've created a mini-stage and she's just stepped into the spotlight. Let's sharpen this idea even further. Text her something like, "Tell me the story behind that tattoo," or "What's your favorite lie to tell when you want to get out of plans?" These questions act as emotional triggers. They show that you're not just a crowd pleaser, you're a mind reader. And that, my friend, is dangerously attractive. The Stoic lesson here is to let her speak. Let her reveal herself and let her unfold before you. Don't focus on impressing her. Instead, let her impress herself in your presence. Secret 2. The negative space. Now let's move on to the second secret, the negative space. This concept revolves around allowing her to feel the weight of your silence. Most men don't grasp the significance of space in communication. In art, the most beautiful images aren't just the brushstrokes. It's the space between them. In music, the pauses between notes create tension, meaning, and emotion. Texting is no different. You don't seduce a woman by flooding her phone with messages. Instead, you create allure by allowing her to experience the pause. This is the essence of negative space. When you're texting and the conversation is flowing, many men instinctively feel the need to maintain that momentum, sending constant messages like, "Good morning," "What are you doing now?" or "Miss you, stop." All of that is noise, and noise equals desperation. And desperation is the enemy of desire. Here's the secret: tension thrives in silence. A Stoic man doesn't fear silence. He embraces it. When you send a beautifully crafted message and then disappear, she starts to wonder, is he thinking of me? Why hasn't he replied yet? Did I say something wrong? Suddenly, she's doing all the emotional labor. You're not chasing her. She's unraveling the mystery you've carefully crafted. Thomas Winter, or 31-20-25, 7:56 a.m. This isn't about playing games. It's about holding your center. You're not ignoring her. You're creating emotional gravity. Imagine texting something like, "You're dangerously good at making people curious, including me. I'll tell you more later." Then you vanish for a few hours or even a day. You haven't ghosted her. You've gifted her with mystery. That's the essence of high-value masculine energy. You're not here to be available 24/7. You're here to be remembered. Let her sit with your words, let her feel your absence, and allow her imagination to do the work. Because once her mind is filled with questions, her heart will inevitably follow. Secret 3. The shift text. Finally, we arrive at the third secret, the shift text. This technique is all about disrupting her emotional pattern to become unforgettable. Let's set the record straight. You cannot win a woman's attention with mere logic. You don't convince her to want you. Instead, you evoke emotions within her. and those emotions must be layered with contrast and disruption, a jolt to the system. If your texts make her feel like she's lounging in a warm bath, scrolling half-heartedly, you've already lost. You've become just another static element in her life. But if your message snaps her out of autopilot, if it makes her stop, reread, raise an eyebrow, or smile in confusion, that's where the magic ignites. And that's why this third secret is so potent, so effective, and beautifully unpredictable. This is the shift text. What does it entail? Picture this. You're in a conversation that's flirty or lighthearted. Things are easy and she's engaged. Then out of nowhere you drop a text that flips the script. It's not rude or over the top. It simply disrupts the rhythm and adds weight, mystery, intimacy, or tension. Imagine suddenly turning down the music at a party and leaning in to whisper something directly in her ear. That's the essence of the shift. It works because it makes you emotionally multidimensional. Most guys are linear and predictable, either the nice guy checking in or the flirt tossing out endless emojis. But the Sigma male, the Stoic man, is the surprise. He's not trying to be different. He is different. There's a psychological concept called intermittent reinforcement, which is the same mechanism that makes slot machines addictive. You never know when you'll hit the jackpot, but the possibility keeps you hooked. Women aren't slot machines, of course, but the principle applies. If your texting pattern is predictable and lacks emotional contrast, it becomes boring. Desire dies in routine, but when you break that pattern, when you inject unpredictability just enough to spike emotional tension, you create a hook in her brain. She starts anticipating your messages, not because you're always available, but because you're emotionally layered. Surprising texts from you become moments she craves, and when you pair that unpredictability with restraint and calm, it becomes impossible to ignore. How to send the shift text. Now let's break down how to effectively send a shift text with real examples. Step 1. Start with a tone that's light, friendly, and safe. If she texts, "I'm bored at work," you might reply, "You should start a paperclip rebellion. Free the supplies, boom!" You've initiated playful banter and she's laughing. Now here's where most guys would stay in that playful zone. But you don't. You shift gears. You text her, "Honestly, I like how your brain works. You're not like most people." There's a sharpness there. You've transitioned from funny to insightful, from jokester to quiet observer, from predictable to intimate. In another scenario, if she texts, "I'm at the gym, leg day. Send help," you could respond, "Leg day is brutal, but I bet no one realizes how competitive you are. You look calm, but your mind's always racing. I've noticed." You've taken something ordinary and made it personal, revealing that you see her in a way others may not. Thomas Winner, 7/31/2025, 7:56 a.m. That's the key. The shift text makes her feel seen, not in a creepy way, but in a cinematic way, one that makes her revisit your message later, wondering if you truly understand her better than she realized. But timing is everything. Don't rush to drop these lines in the first 5 minutes of conversation. You don't throw gasoline on a cold fire. You warm it first, create familiarity and rhythm, and then strike with the shift when the conversation is clearly engaged. And here's the kicker. Do not explain the shift. Never say, "Sorry, that was random," or "I know that was deep." Just say it and let it hang there. That's what confidence looks like. That's what stoic masculine energy feels like. Calm in your intensity. You drop truth like a blade into the silence, letting her hear the echo. Stoicism isn't about being robotic. It's about commanding your emotions. Because you're not ruled by emotional chaos, you can play with emotions like an artist. The shift text is your brushstroke, a sudden change in emotional tone that reveals you are more than meets the eye. So as you send these texts, remember, you're not just a text machine. You are a presence. When you drop a shift text, it's not about getting her to reply faster. It's about imprinting something real. A moment, an attention, a spark. That's what women crave more than perfect grammar or funny memes. They want to feel you behind the screen. They desire depth mingled with danger, softness paired with strength, and silence filled with gravity. You've been texting back and forth. She's cute and witty, but it's still casual. If she says, "I've had such a lazy weekend, LOL," don't just respond with "same here." Instead, try this. "I get that vibe from you sometimes. Like you've got this whole storm underneath, but you hide it behind lazy days. I like it." That's a shift. You've opened a crack in the wall. If she responds positively, that's your invitation in. If she ghosts you, she simply wasn't ready for you.